If you don't have anything positive to say about reparations, shut the fuck up.
Rashad McCrorey runs a travel company and moved here during the pandemic. He says he's here living his best life and is not looking back.
It's all part of the systematic injustice that put us in a condition where a lot of times we have to come out of America to heal, to be places where we're not always the victims, we're not always in protection mode.
YouTube, what's up? Rashad McCrorey here, owner of Africa Cross Culture. We organize trips to the African countries of Egypt, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Rwanda, and Uganda. You may have seen me on CNN, ABC News, Forbes Magazine, World Star Hip Hop, The Griot, Blavity, Travel Noir, and many more. Today's talk. A lot of you have been emailing me about Stevie Wonder announcing that he's going to move to Ghana. After looking at the Oprah interview and reading some articles, I'm not sure if he said that he's moving now. I know he made what I feel like is an unrealistic claim given his age and where we are in society, is that he wants to make sure things change before he moves to Ghana. But nonetheless, he's gone viral again this year. Not this year, but again this year for saying that he's moving to Ghana. He joins a long list of famous Black Americans who decided to move to Ghana. You know, Maya Angelou, W.B. Du Bois, Rashad McCrorey. A number of us has homes here. You know, Bob Marley has a home here. Marcus Garvey. Part of me wants to say Frederick Douglass. I'll look it up again, but I said it during the video, so I'm gonna leave it in the video. And what I believe where Stevie is coming from is that his life is ending. However, the progress that he's seen is not enough during his time. And that's one of the issues that I have. This weekend, going into last week, it's February 22nd, I believe. There were a lot of discussions on reparations going through the Senate and the House and Judiciary committees. And just the anger, the frustration, the negatives. I remember I went on Fox News. They were doing a live YouTube on the in-house discussion. It wasn't on the television, but it was streaming live on YouTube, and I saw 300 likes and I saw 2,000 dislikes. I went on some Black conservative pages where they was just talking discussions, and you just see just the white mobs and Black people, I don't know where they're from, just being so frustrated and angry towards all talk on reparations. And what Stevie may be in denial about is that in his lifetime, I'm just giving his lifetime, maybe something that happened in the next few years. Who knows? I doubt it. But I hope it does. I hope I'm wrong. Reparations, the end of systematic oppression and racial injustice is not going to happen under this Biden administration. Because if it was, he would have used more words and more terms during the election, and it would have already been something that had to be implemented. It would have to be something to where, hey, we need to hit the ground running on racial injustice and reparations and really turning the tide. We saw Obama use codes. I don't want to say use codes, but use political talk. Well, you know, our policies gave significant advantages to Black Americans. So I did do things for Black Americans. No, we talk about things specifically for us. And this is very controversial, and I don't want to, hurt anybody's feelings, but I think people need to be made more aware of this common trend that I became aware of before I left America, that I'm still hearing too much of now that I'm gone. It's only been a year. I'm 6 days away from my first official year, 5 days away from my first official year moving to Ghana, is that there's too many non-African Americans, non-Black Americans, African descendants of slavery, non-foundational Black Americans commenting negatively on reparations. And the extra damage about that is that too many other races, other people, whether they Asian, Latino, white, see Black people as Black people. So if you're Haitian, if you're Jamaican, if you're Antiguan, if you're African from Africa, if you're Ghanaian, if you're Nigerian, and you sit here and say, oh, why reparations need to be needed? You don't know if I'm Nigerian, you don't know if I'm Ghanaian, you don't know if I'm African American, you don't know who I am. As I've said many times before, I'm foundational Black American. I was born and raised in Harlem, New York. Both of my parents are from South Carolina. All four of my grandparents are from South Carolina. All 8 of my great-grandparents are from South Carolina. I'm a descendant of slavery. If my Haitian friend is talking, oh, we don't need reparations, you know what they say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Because your white friend, your Asian friend, your mixed friend, most of them don't really know the difference to say, hey, you're Black from Canada. Hey, you're Trinidadian. Hey, you're from St. Kitts. You're from St. Croix. You're from Kenya. You're from Rwanda. You wasn't a descendant of slavery. So why are you speaking on something that really, respectfully, has nothing to do with you? Especially in a negative manner. I'm a little familiar with Haitian history. 1804. Imagine I moved to Haiti and France said, we want to give additional, all right, we just gave you your freedom, but we didn't give you anything else and we feel guilty about it. Or Haiti said, France, we got our freedom, but looking back, we should get more. How would I look being Black American living in Haiti, talk about, well, you already agreed to something, so you should just take what you got? That's past. How you gonna renege on the deal? That's how non-foundational Black Americans sound to me. That's how y'all sound to me when you aren't a descendant of slavery, you wouldn't be in line for reparations, but your black skin, because other people don't really know the difference. You bring a white person to Ghana, a Ghanaian don't know the difference between an Italian, an Irishman, a German. They just know white skin. Same thing with black people. You got your friends on these campuses and these schools. Just same thing that happened with us in affirmative action. Same thing that happened with us when we talk about minorities. And I know this is about Stevie Wonder, but I feel a little. Stevie, just come to Ghana. Don't wait for nothing. You don't know if your children's children, or your children's children will be saying the same thing that we saying. A lot of times, I do think reparations is closer than we think. I do think it'll happen sooner than we think. I think if reparations do happen, I do see it happening in the next 10 to 15 years. And it's a chance to happen less. But I think that a lot of times, I'm not going to curse. I was going to say STFU. But I think a lot of non-foundational black Americans, meaning descendants of slavery, when you talk about reparations, I think you need to make a disclaimer. You should make a disclaimer. If you can't trace your lineage back to slavery in America, you should make a disclaimer stating that I am not a direct descendant of slavery in America. However, this is my opinion. Haitians, Jamaicans, Ghanaians, Nigerians, I'm just naming, it's 54 countries in Africa. About 48 to 50 of them is black African countries. There's dozens of Caribbean islands. South America, when you start talking about Grenada and you start talking about Honduras, Brazil, so if I name 4 or 5, those 4 or 5 people, don't take it personal. But however, if you don't have anything positive to say about reparations, shut the fuck up. Straight up. If you don't have anything positive to say about reparations, state that you wouldn't directly be beneficial if they were reparations. Because you have a lot of white people in power, you have a lot of white people in opinion, a lot of Asian people in opinion, a lot of Latinos in opinion, and you have young, impressionable black children and black people, African descendants of slavery, because you say you're Jamaican, you say you're Haitian, you say you're Trinidadian, we just say we black. You know, we speak on these things, and you're like us. When we say white people, we talk about Latinos, we're talking about Irish people, we're talking about Germans, we're talking about any white person from anywhere, UK, anywhere, Latvia, Russia, those all white people. So when we say, and it is, I know I just said something slightly different, but other people, when they see black people, that's all they see is black people. They're not differentiating between your African country. You hear the dogs? They say, talk that talk, Rashad. Talk that talk, Rashad. They're not differentiating between your African countries. They're not differentiating between your islands. They say, oh, this black person don't believe in reparations, therefore black people don't believe in reparations. And they don't even know that you're not even eligible for reparations. So this is where I took my Stevie Wonder news of moving to Ghana. Stevie, you're welcome here in Ghana. I got weight in Ghana. I got pull in Ghana. Hopefully I find you one day. Hopefully I'm blessed enough to meet you one day. People always talk about, you are the sunshine of my life, and I just called to say I love you. Or even part-time lovers. But the most famous Stevie Wonder song of all time is Happy Birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Shout out Stevie. Welcome. Mwah. Aquaba. Peace.